I've tried every camera bag size for travel, and I think I finally found the right size that gets it right. If you're a content creator, photographer, or just like to travel a lot with your camera gear, you're gonna know that it's gonna be hard to find the size that, fits everything that you want to bring. And there's been times where I've had to bring a smaller camera bag or too big of one, or I either bring too much or not bring enough, and it's been kind of a little bit of a trial and error. But after traveling with the Nomatic Peter McKinnon 25-liter bag through basically the city of Seattle and as well all the national parks that we've got to go to, I kind of can safely say that this camera bag is really well made for travel. But the real test came down with how this bag handled itself in inclement weather and how it changed the perspective of how I'm going to be packing in the future with this camera bag. A lot of people are going to be skeptical about what you can fit in a 25-liter versus maybe the 35-liter camera bag like the Peter McKinnon has, or just in general camera bags of that size. For myself personally, this 25-liter kind of hit that sweet medium spot. I have the 18-liter from Peter McKinnon, the Luma bag, and then I have the 35-liter one as well. I want the 35-liter one, that's why I started with the Nomatic bags, and then I purchased the 18-liter because I wanted something, a little bit smaller. But I noticed that for most case scenarios, the 18-liter was great for just everyday kind of stuff around the area that I was at, where I knew that I didn't need to bring that much. But the 25-liter just seems to fit just the right amount of gear. I think it's the perfect balance when it comes down to having this camera bag at 25 liters because you're able to fit so many things. I personally shoot full frame, so having full frame glass, bodies, and as well as accessories that I need to bring, I kind of need to have a little bit of room to be able to bring everything that I need to due to its size. I'm able to bring my 25 to 200 that I'm bringing right now for the travel, my 20 to 70 by Sony, and then my A7S III, my A7R5, as well film camera. I got my Osmo Pocket 3 that I'm filming with right now, as well as my Go Ultra, and things of accessories like that with my laptop and everything that I need to ensure that I can back up everything that I want to while still having some space for other little things here and there. And the craziest thing about this camera bag is that it doesn't feel heavy. I've used a 35-liter a lot around the world. I've used the 18-liter around the world, and both of them kind of felt awkwardly in size of what it would feel best for how much gear I would put into it for the weight of it. This one kind of has that sweet medium where it's a lot of gear, but also not too much, but it also doesn't feel like it's a lot of gear whenever I'm holding it around, because I would put my tripod on the side, I would put water on the other side, and then I would have all my camera gear. I was walking around and everything, especially when we went to the national parks. I wanted to ensure that I could get every photo that I wanted to. I wanted to take B-roll. I wanted to have my tripod for maybe some establishing shots that I wanted to walk across and everything, because you got to do the influencer thing, I guess. But mainly it's because I knew that it wasn't going to feel too heavy. My tripod's not a heavy one, of course. It's like those travel carbon fiber ones and everything, but it allowed me to go ahead and make sure that I was bringing all the necessary gear without sacrificing space or size when it came down to using this backpack at the national park, especially with the hiking and the inclement weather. And speaking of that, you're probably going to be wondering, how comfortable of a backpack is this? Well, myself, I had a stress fracture when I was 15 due to tennis, and I've played tennis my whole life, so my back can have some issues, and I've obviously taken care of myself to make sure that I don't have any issues going forward. But the nice part about this backpack is that it does not feel too horribly heavy into that aspect because of essentially just having good balance of distribution of weight. It has a good kind of back support, and that's something that I truly want in a backpack, because I don't want to have something that will make it hard on the body, but as well to have good comfort and balance on my shoulders, because it's going to be all together as I'm hiking around and going around the cities to ensure that I have everything perfectly in my camera bag and get access to it without feeling like I'm having to bend down or have too much stress on my shoulders or back, especially with all the issues that I've had from tennis and everything. That, yes, of course, I've worked on getting better and everything, but you never know. So most of the time, I actually would forget that I had a fully loaded camera bag whenever I was hiking in the trails and everything, with going up the, the mountains and everything like that, or just walking around the city. So it was kind of interesting that I was able to just get something so efficient and beneficial to my shoulders and back while not, giving up any of the space that I needed for all the camera gear that I wanted to bring. So it just hit the spot with that 25-liter because of the balancing and everything that was so great and comfortable that, like I said, I just kind of would forget that I had it on me. And speaking of going to national parks and everything, we went to the rainforest and we went to other national parks here in the Olympic area in Seattle where, yeah, we had inclement weather. So we had a lot of rain in one of the situations where we literally were just downpouring the whole time. So kind of put it to the test of the weather resistance. If you see, to me, like this is kind of like the same material as my jacket, which is like weather or waterproof or whatever they want to go with. And not necessarily that this is waterproof, but it's more weather resistant so that when you're out and about in like rain or mist or anything, even a little bit of a downpour, you're kind of fine. Now, I'm not gonna say that it's perfect because at the end of the day, it did seep through a little bit when it went through to like getting into the inseams probably, where it got a little bit like kind of damp inside, but nothing got damaged, which is the nice part because you can get probably like I guess they call it like a raincoat or rain coverage for your backpacks. In general, I don't know if Nomatic does a specific one, but with this one, it was fine. I had it, everything, it was good. And then I aired it out at the end of the day after having a lot of downpour on us because it probably was like just accumulating from my back and everything that, you know, I'm sure it was gonna get bound to get a little bit wet on the other side because it's not the same material. It's more like a little bit of like, kind of like that kind of style. But at the end of the day, it just really still held up pretty well with the downpour, which is something that you would want from a camera bag because you do not want to have something that's going to ruin your gear. And props to Nomatic, and that's why I love my 35-liter one. And that's why I bought this one myself, is because I knew that the other one held up with other rain and everything like that, that I was like, you know what, if we're going to go somewhere that's going to rain a lot and I need something a little bit bigger, but not too big, 25 liter sounds great. I love the color, so might as well go for it. And that's another thing. I love the color. I think it's a great, the coyote color that they have is an aesthetic thing. Of course, you want to make sure that you don't look like a typical camera bag, but you also don't want to look like you're just soulless if you just go with everything black. And that's one of the reasons why I actually bought their 18-liter Luma bag, because it was that orange that I love and everything. So I was like, you know what, might as well go ahead and get something of color when it comes down to the 25-liter for this type of size, that it just made sense to go ahead and, you know, get for myself for what I needed to use for my travels. And that's going to be one thing that I know somebody's going to ask. Do I really need this bag? And this exact model, no, you don't need the Nomatic bag. I mean, obviously, if you want the experience that I had, yes, this would be a great bag to have. And I think it'll be great for people that want to spend the money on it. Myself, I know that it can be pricier because of that, you know, I call it the Peter McKinnon tax because they obviously are doing a collaboration with him, so they have to pay him something. But I got it on sale whenever they had a sale come in, like they had recently. So I just went ahead and got it because I knew it fit my budget and what I wanted. And I knew the quality it was going to be due to using their other backpacks that I've used. So it made sense. But the general thing of this video is more about the 25-liter size. I think it's that happy medium where you can fit so much gear without overtaking your body and without overtaking everything that you need whenever it comes down to taking your gear around the world or any kind of travels for everyday even. 18 liters is great for like more short-term kind of stuff where you just know you're not going to bring that much gear. If you want to have something just compact and ready to go, and you're not bringing as much gear as I would essentially. The 35-liter is a bit of an overkill if you're not genuinely the content creator kind of style where you're gonna have to bring a lot of gear with you. And that's the only time when I bring that is because I know it can fit a lot of things whenever I go across, like let's say to Europe or anything that I need that extra baggage. But also I'm able to as well kind of bring a sling bag so I can condense on when I'm out and about because it fits in it. So it's a lot of pros and cons, but I think the happy medium is a 25-liter size. So whether it's the Peter McKinnon Nomatic collaboration bag or anything else that you can find, I think you'll be happy with that kind of happy medium because the size just makes sense. And I think it makes sense for me, but of course it is my own personal opinion. So you can take that with it however you want to, if it's something that will benefit you. But maybe you're not the same size as me. Maybe you're wanting to have something more or less. That's going to be all up to you. But at the end of the day, I would love to know your thoughts when it comes down to this Peter McKinnon 25-liter bag. I think, you know, it's an interesting bag to have. So I'm sure other people have been curious about it, which is why you're watching this video, and as well watching for the size of the bag itself, not necessarily the Nomatic, you know, brand. But let me know down below what camera bag you use when you travel to have a happy medium with space, but also not overdo it. I would love to know your thoughts and see what you shoot with. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video with a prayer, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.